Jeff's Superscript is brought to you by Black Cat Comics and Collectibles, in my opinion, the best comic shop and clubhouse on the internet. Make sure to follow them at Black Cat Burbank on Instagram and ask them about their Stray Cats Club for special perks. Hi, I'm Jeff, and welcome to another one of my videos where I take a look at all the new comic books coming out on either August 10th or 11th, 2021, and I ask myself the question, what one new comic book would I buy this week if I could buy just one book? Let's go ahead and start this video by taking a look back at my pick from 2 weeks ago, which was Something is Killing the Children, issue number 18. And the question remains, was it a worthy and worthwhile pick to be my just one book pick of the week? The answer is yes. Probably not too surprising for a lot of you. If you've been watching these videos on the regular, you know what a big fan of Something is Killing the Children and James Tynion IV I am. And this issue did not disappoint. Now, it was a bit of a default pick in a week that didn't really have anything that was very exciting, anything that really jumped out at me, which a lot of the picks, a lot of the weeks this past summer have been like that. But I picked it because I love the book so much, and I always have to pick the book that I am most excited about. But I do not regret it at all. It was a really great story. It gave us more backstory about the Order of St. George and how the process of becoming a monster slayer works. It gave us more information about Erica Slaughter and the process that she had to go through to become the badass monster slayer that she has become. In addition, it was the first appearance of a new character who has a very important and pivotal role in the Order of St. George, one that I would like to learn a lot more about. But I think this character is an important character that we will continue to see moving forward, not only in the Something is Killing the Children book, but also in House of Slaughter, the spin-off book that will be coming in October. In addition, if Something is Killing the Children ever becomes a television show, this first appearance, I have a feeling, is essential to be part of the television show. So, if it does become a television show, we do see this character on the little screen, so to speak. I think that this book in particular will increase in value because of the spec potential that comes from the first appearance of this character. So, for all of those reasons, I am very happy with my choice from 2 weeks ago to be my just one book pick of the week, which was Something is Killing the Children, issue number 18. All right, let's go ahead and move forward by taking a look at the 6 books that I want to feature that come out this week. First, I'll do my 5 honorable mentions, then I will finish with my just one book pick. Let's go ahead and start this list off first by taking a look at my first honorable mention, which is Batman 89, issue number 1 of a 6-issue limited series. Here's the description. Step back into the Gotham of Tim Burton's seminal classic Batman movies. Batman 89 brings in screenwriter Sam Hamm and artist Joe Quinones to pull on a number of threads left dangling by the prolific director. Gotham becomes torn in two as citizens dressed as Batman and the Joker duke it out on the streets. As D.A. Harvey Dent tries to keep the city together, he targets the one problem tearing it apart, Batman. And he'll get Bruce Wayne's help in taking down the Dark Knight. All right, first and foremost, I'm going to say, when this Tim Burton Batman movie came out in 1989, I was about 13 years old, and I was a big Batman fan. So I was super excited when this movie came out. I think I may have even somehow worked out a way to take the day off of school, or I went straight from school to an early afternoon showing. I remember seeing it and the sun was still up, waiting outside in line. Anyways, I was hyped for it, and it did not disappoint. Tim Burton's Batman from 1989, I believe, still stands up fully to this day. I think it's just as good now as it was back then. In addition, arguably, Jack Nicholson's Joker is the best portrayal of the Joker ever. That's arguable. I know that some people are going to be like, no, Heath Ledger was the best, or no, Mark Hamill is the best. All fantastic. but I'm going to give the edge to Jack Nicholson. So I'm excited about this title because I think that Tim Burton's Batman is an exciting and wonderful world, and I'm glad to see us revisit it here in comic form. Also, with the, I guess, inevitable return of Michael Keaton's Batman, he's going to be in the Flash movie apparently. I think it's a good time to have a little refresher course on this era of Batman through this comic. The next book that I want to mention is a new comic book. It is called Cinnamon, issue number 1 of a 3-issue limited series from Behemoth Comics. Here's the description. Cinnamon is just your perfectly ordinary average house cat, at least until we get a glimpse of the world through her eyes. Countertops become skyscrapers, cat toys become biker gangs, and perilous giant robots rampage on the daily. Get drop-kicked onto the action-packed streets of Big Kitchen City as she fights the dark forces that dare to keep her from her favorite treat, catnip. Okay, I'm going to admit, this one's a bit silly, but it's a light week, and so it's a good week for silly. It makes me smile as I read it. And also, you know what? I'm more of a dog guy. I got nothing against cats though, and I got nothing against people who love cats. And if you love cats and you love comic books, I think you're gonna love this comic book. So this is for all of you out there that are looking for something fun, something a little silly, and if you love cats, something for the cat lover. The next book that I want to mention to you is a new book. It is called Campisi, The Dragon Incident, issue number 1 from Aftershock Comics. Here's the description. Sonny Campisi is a small-time fixer for the mob-controlled neighborhood of Green Village. If you don't pay your gambling debt, he'll come and collect. If you get a little rough with one of the girls, he gets a little rough with you. But when a dragon flies into town and Sonny is the one who's tasked with getting rid of it, it's a problem unlike any he's ever faced. And a chain of events begins that will affect everyone who lives in that neighborhood, especially Sonny. A new comic by James Patrick, the writer of Kaiju Score, and breakout artist Marco Locati. Campisi is a genre-mashing comedy thriller that plays like one part Get Shorty, one part Dragon Slayer, and all parts absurdly wonderful. Okay, this is another one that as I started to read the description, I was like, this seems a little silly, this seems a little goofy, but it does seem like it could be fun. Then I got to the part where it says a new comic by James Patrick, the writer of Kaiju Score. Kaiju Score had a similar kind of genre mashing up thing. You know, it had a heist going on while a kaiju attack was taking place. That's pretty interesting and that's pretty fun. And at the time I thought, this is something that I want to read, but I actually didn't read it because I really try to limit the books that I pick up, and I can't pick up everything that I want to read. There's just too much good stuff out there. But I kind of sort of wish I had picked up Kaiju Score because recently it got announced that it has been optioned. Whether or not it'll end up becoming a movie or a television show or either or neither remains to be seen. But the fact that it got optioned means that somebody was interested enough to write a check and to bank on the fact that it might have a future on the small or large screen in the future. So considering the fact that James Patrick has sold Kaiju Score fairly recently, it means he's connected. It means he has people that are going to look at his work. It means that not only does, if you're looking for fun, kind of like, if you're like the mob fixers fighting dragons, if that appeals to you, then of course this is the perfect comic for you. But if you're also considering, well, you know what, this James Patrick guy's got something going for him, maybe I should check it out for its spec potential as well, that is legitimate, and I wanted to bring it up, and it might be another reason to just pick this up, read the first issue. If you don't like it, stick it in your collection for the lottery ticket, as we talk about sometimes, and if you do like it, keep reading. The next book I want to mention to you is SpiderMan, Spider's Shadow, issue number 5 of the 5-issue limited series from Marvel Comics. Here's the description. What if Peter Parker became Venom? By choosing to keep the symbiote, Spider-Man let himself become a monster. Now, with the help of Mary Jane and the Fantastic Four, he's managed to reclaim control. But if the symbiote can't have Peter, then it will just have to take the rest of the Marvel Universe. The shocking finale of this bold new approach to what-if stories. All right, I talked about this book previously in multiple videos, and I'm mentioning it this week again because it's the finale of it. It has been very, very good. Written by Chip Zdarsky, who is proving to be more and more impressive of a writer to me each and every time I read anything from him. In addition, What If books hold a special place in my heart. If I remember it correctly, I believe that a What If book was the first comic book that I ever bought. And I loved how they were kind of stories that you normally couldn't have. You don't often have stories where all the heroes die, for example. But it was interesting to see what would happen if they did. So I really like What If stories, and this What If story has been a doozy. How it's going to end, I can't wait to see. Is it going to be the end of the world as we know it? Even if it's not, Peter Parker did some things in this series that can't just be, ignored. So what's going to end up happening to him? Even though it's a what if and it's not in continuity, I find it so entertaining, and this in particular because it's so well done by Chip Zdarsky. And considering the fact that this new What If animated series on Disney Plus premieres on August 11th, New Comic Book Day, this upcoming week, it was just another reason. I'm so excited about this animated What If series. I'm so pumped. It was just another reason why I felt it was appropriate to go ahead and mention this book this week. Are you going to pick up issue number 5 when you didn't pick up issues number 1 through 4? Probably not. But when this book comes out in a trade paperback, I recommend it for every single one. It's been really, really great. The next book I want to mention this week is a new book. It is called Defenders, issue number 1 of a 5-issue limited series from Marvel Comics. Here's the description. Superstars Al Ewing and Javier Rodriguez reunite for a cosmos-colliding journey. When existence itself faces extraordinary threats, it needs an extraordinary defense. That's when you call the Defenders, yes. Doctor Strange and the Masked Raider take a non-team of Marvel's weirdest, wildest heroes on a mission that will uncover the hidden architecture of reality itself. The cosmos was not the first to exist, but if the Defenders can't track Marvel's oldest villain through the deepest trenches of time, it might be the last. Okay? I don't know much about the Defenders. The Defenders, I think, was a comic book series that happened previously. Once again, I don't know anything about it. But this sounds pretty cool, and it sounds pretty interesting. I like when they put together groups of oddballs, groups that you don't necessarily immediately think, oh yeah, of course it makes sense that you would put these people together. Some that are kind of so odd together, I think brings interesting situations. I believe it was Chris Claremont who I heard once say that what's interesting is for him is to take different characters and put them in a room together and see what comes out of them sharing the same space at the same time. And this seems like one of those instances where you could get some really cool, really fun, really exciting stories based off of this mixed group. Also, it's like it's a cosmos story. So I like these kind of big beyond the planet stories. So I think that this is pretty cool. I think it's pretty exciting. I think that if you're a big Marvel fan, that this is a no-brainer. But also if you're not even a gigantic Marvel fan, you're just looking for something fun to read from one of the big two like Marvel or DC this week, I think that this one is a good one for you. Okay, so we have gone through all of my honorable mentions, and all we have left is my pick for the week. The book that I would buy this week, if I could buy just one book, is Star Wars, The High Republic Adventures, The Monster of Temple Peak, issue number 1 of a 4-issue limited series. Here's the description. Follow former Jedi turned saber-for-hire monster hunter Ty Yorick in her first comic book appearance in this all-new High Republic miniseries by Cavan Scott and Rachel Stott. Ty is a brave yet superstitious monster hunter, traversing the galaxy with KL-03 and her trusty runestones fighting the deadliest monsters on any world. After dealing with an escaped Druin being transported to the Republic Fair, Ty heads to Lorith, where local pioneers have tasked her with taking on the fearsome Gretalax that terrorizes them. She takes the mission, but can't shake the feeling that something is amiss with the Force. Okay, I could have stopped this description after in her first comic appearance. Star Wars first appearance, people. Star Wars first appearance. People have been sleeping in general on the Star Wars Adventures series, which blows my mind because there are first appearances in there in the Star Wars universe. And Star Wars isn't going anywhere. Star Wars is going to be around forever. And Star Wars stories are going to be around forever. We're going to have movies and television shows forever. And frankly, there aren't that many untold stories, stories that haven't been told on television and movies. So stories and characters that are in the novels that they're putting out and these comic books are exactly where Disney is going to be looking when it comes time to make new television shows and movies. So whenever you hear Star Wars first appearance, you got to pay attention. In addition, this sounds pretty cool. Well, one, I'm going to say that look at this main character. She looks pretty awesome. She's got an awesome lightsaber. She's got an awesome look. So I already want to see this character in a television show or a movie. It's also interesting that she is a former Jedi. What is that all about? Are Jedis allowed to basically be like, you know what, I quit? I don't know that we've ever explored that, but that's an interesting character trait to me. And then this Jedi becomes a monster hunter for hire. So it seems like there's built-in action and adventure there. This character and this title is firing on all cylinders for me. I think this is really, really exciting and something that is not to be missed. So for all of those reasons, that is why Star Wars The High Republic Adventures, The Monster of Temple Peak is my just one book pick for this week. All right, that's it. That's all the books. If you like this list and you like the information that I provide, likes are appreciated by me, so just minimize the screen, hit the like button. It's just that simple. In addition, if there's a book that's coming out this week that you think is a better pick for a just one book, it's your just one book pick for the week, let me know what that book is down in the comments. In addition, if you haven't already subscribed, I would invite you to subscribe. And if you are subscribed and haven't hit that notification bell, make sure you do that as well, because I have a handful of test your comic book grading skills videos, which I'm really, really proud of. I don't think you're going to want to miss them. So hit that notification bell. You'll be informed when I post them at random intervals. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.